Oh, okay. So live in the studio, we're gonna have him come on in. All right. We are doing our concert experience. Hey, Musiq Soulchild, welcome.
Hey, what's happening?
Thanks for coming.
All right, so you can
for having me.
keep the mic this way.
Okay.
We'll put it.
Got it.
Right.
We'll get right in. So we were just talking about you.
Okay.
You're our topic of conversation with these two new visuals right here.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I have a love for the Start Over. That one got to me right away. Do you have a preference of the two?
No, they're all special to me.
Yeah, those are your babies.
And later we're going to be arguing about our favorite Musiq Soulchild song. But what I was saying to Ronnie is I couldn't help but notice the chocolate sister that you had in the video.
Oh, okay.
And first of all, I was impressed by that because normally in music videos you have your typical.
Okay.
And she had braids. And she had. Should I ask him? I'm just gonna tell you. I'm looking at this chick going, is this song about India Ari? You gonna get that? I'm just telling you in advance.
Do you think that's how people will react? Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Are you prepared for that?
What was the song about? Starting over? Was it like with the long lost love? Is that kind of how the words were in the song?
Yeah, the song is basically about everyone has that one that got away, and I was just posing the fantastic idea. Just imagine if you had the opportunity to get a do-over with the one that got away. So that's what the song was about.
Yeah, we were talking about how love has a certain almost like expiration. So if you were to be able to bring it back, how exciting. When I heard Start Over, it gave me that same feeling I got when I heard Erykah Badu's Next Lifetime, where it's not something now, but maybe later.
Yeah. So, but Start Over is like, well, what if it could happen now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that makes 2017 a lot more exciting than 2016. 2016 was a weird year. Did you also find little challenges throughout the 2016 year? The reason I ask you is because that's probably when you were creating the Feel the Real project.
Yeah, actually, I was working on the Feel the Real project before Life on Earth came out.
Okay.
That's why it's so long. That's why it's so much, because I just kept accumulating songs. But I'm grateful that I was able to get the songs and the new stuff that I was able to come up with in that process. So Life on Earth really just kind of bogarted the situation, because I was like, but I want to put this Feel the Real project out. But my timeline, it goes the way that it goes, and it's like, but I think you should put this one out first.
Well, that's what's interesting to me is timeline with artists. I kind of respect those artists that can step away for a little bit, get creative. I've always liked the movement of the Frank Ocean thing where he was gone for so long. I don't understand why this new generation of entertainers feel like they always have to create music.
I think it's because of the demand. The attention span is much shorter than it used to be, and there's so much out there. So you always have to stay ahead of the curve, or else you will be forgotten about. Though that may be the case, I feel that if you're secure in your creativity, it kind of doesn't really matter when you come out, because the time and effort and the work that you're going to put forth, and it's going to be respected. Hopefully it's going to be appreciated. Hopefully it's going to be liked.
Yeah, if you have the credibility,
We're with Musiq Soulchild. The new album is called Feel the Real.
It's on pre-order right now.
Right now.
Get into it, come on.
Thank you.
And I guess for me, I want to know, what are you bumping in your ride? What's in there?
I don't really listen to a lot of stuff when I'm in creative mode, due to, in my past, people who have a tendency to come, hey man, you stole my style. Like, no bro, I didn't. I really didn't. We just so happened to ride on the same lanes to get to the same destination. So as like a policy, I don't like to listen to a lot of things when I'm in creative mode. However, some things do get through that Kendrick Lamar got through. I was extremely impressed by that, and I was stuck on that for a little while. So,
and it's a moment too. You don't want to be left out of that moment while creating. Still,
yeah, exactly. That's definitely for the culture. So, I always want to be present as much as I possibly can to pivotal moments that the culture has been pushed forward in a positive way. So, yeah.
Can we talk about for the culture in terms of R&B though? Because that's the part that's hard for me. R&B and soul had its time, and even your biggest R&B artist now, who I guess a lot of people will say a Bryson Tiller is that guy. It's to me it's a different R&B. It's like a trappier
that's the thing. I never considered myself R&B. I was always categorized as R&B because yes, I do acknowledge that I make R&B music, but I never considered myself R&B, which is why in a lot of ways people were confused about what it is that I do and how to describe what it is that I do. So they try to create these other different subcategories like
neo soul,
and the likes. But I always like to let people know that this is hip hop soul, because those are the two dominant elements that you can tell and you can identify in my music. It's always hip hop. It's going to have a hip hop sensibility with it, and it's always going to be soulful and deep and meaningful, and there's always going to be something that is beyond. It's going to. Well, my attempt is to transcend the trend.
That's true, because even when I didn't realize it, like when I think of it Just Friends, that moment,
I didn't. Day one,
I'm thinking it was an R&B song, but your head had to nod.
Exactly,
like
and
hip-hop.
that's hip hop 101. If it doesn't make you do it, bro, like it's not hip hop.
We do have a lot to talk about with you, but we know you're limited on time, and we thank you for just kind of coming on in here.
No problem.
That water is for you, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I know you just kind of sat in here, and we're moving real quick, but I did want to talk about your effect when those words come off, off the recording, and how it affects people. It's just like that impact that your words, and you obviously knew that song was such a impactful song anyways.
Yeah, but you don't really know until it comes back to you.
Right.
You know, like I don't know how to sort of pat myself on the back. You know, I don't know how to do that. You know, I let people let me know how I've affected them, and then from that perspective, I gain an even deeper appreciation for what I'm not always aware that I'm doing. You know, like but I can tell myself that my stuff is good and myself, but it's like tickling yourself. Like it doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah, and the moment you think about that too much, the creative craft may go away too.
Yeah. So but I'm definitely grateful that I'm able to be a representative, a messenger for this type of inspiration,
emotion,
for people.
You're an actor a little bit now too, so we're kind of stepping into that world.
I act like I'm acting.
We're all acting a little bit. This is Los Angeles, man.
Yeah, I'm not really interested. However, everyone likes to tell me that I do pretty good at it, and I do appreciate that. But it's not really a passion of mine at all. It is fun. It is fun. It's not really a passion of mine. If something comes down the pike, and it's something that I could do, it's not taking too much of my time and attention away from what it is that I am passionate about, which is music. I'll entertain it. It's cool.
Does everyone know the backstory of like the name, creating the name Musiq, and then Soulchild as well?
Music just comes from being in Philly and having a reputation for being musical, beatboxing for MCs, and just being known as the music dude that everybody knew. Soulchild is basically my way of paying my respects to people that I was inspired by, like Johnny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye. Those were the soul stars of the past. You got rock stars and pop stars. I like to think of them as soul stars, and I am a product of that inspiration. Therefore, a product of something is soul child. Put it together, Soulchild.
You are the Soulchild.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It's a double disc.
Yeah, 24 songs. It's a lot of music, a lot of singing.
Feel the real. I'm still bumping albums from years past, but
thank you.
we're arguing about our favorites. He's pulling stuff, that they were hits, and I'm pulling stuff that's like an album cut.
Yeah, a hit was a hit because it was made into a hit, but just because the other ones
she really threw me under the bus on that one, didn't she?
I really did. I mean, but for you, what's your favorite song of yours that
I don't have a favorite. It changes all the time.
Not even one to perform though, because the crowd.
It changes all the time.
What do people respond when you get up there on stage? What do they respond to?
Love the most, but that's the most challenging song for me to sing. Not just technically, with all the falsetto, and sometimes I ain't got it. And I'm just keeping it real. Mm-hmm. But emotionally, that's a very challenging song for me to sing, and soul music, I don't think people understand. It's very emotionally involved. Like, it's not something that you can just, on call, just tap into that emotion. Sometimes you're just not feeling it.
Yeah.
But you still have to perform because you don't want to cheat the people out of what they paid for.
Right.
So, soul music is a very tricky thing.
Do you feel any difference now, like, how we're overly social media driven and so much like giving has to come from the artist? Do you feel any impact with that? Because it does sound like you're the type that likes to maybe go and just be creative.
Chill.
Yeah, I do. I let my managers handle all of the social media stuff. Like, I don't get into that. It gets really messy, and I don't like to be a part of mess, so I stay away. I do reach out. I do, acknowledge when people do, show me love through social media. They'll let me know, like, yo, so-and-so hit you up. I'm like, oh, cool, that's what's up.
Right on that Instagram, I think you wrote "fan of my fans" or something of that nature. So it's like,
So you gotta give the love back when it comes. However, all the other stuff, like, I don't really get into.
So you don't have to worry about it challenging you to like give more because you still maintain.
Because I give as I do. I don't allow another person dictate or determine what's enough and what's not. I just give.
But I feel bad because a lot of R&B artists or new artists, they do. They feel the pressure. Don't you see that? You know?
I do see that, but I just don't put it on because it stresses you out and it's completely unnecessary. So if I could encourage any young person out there, is move at your own pace. Move at your own pace. At the end of the day, they weren't there when you started. They're not going to be there if you fall or whatever. Like, appreciate the love, but don't expect it.
Right.
The thing about expectation, it has a good way of breeding disappointment. So don't expect it. So if it doesn't happen, you wasn't looking for it. But if it does happen, it's a bonus. So you can really appreciate it. That's the dope part.
I love how
that.
the veteran artists, and I say that in a good way.
I appreciate
they take from the younger artists in a really good way. Like I just got a chance to meet Jazzy Jeff over there at the Firefly Festival, and the same thing. He gave us that feeling of like, okay, cool. I'm here. This is where I'm at. We all know he's a legend, but. He's taking so much inspiration from the young kids, which is not an easy thing to do. But
it's not, because when you have that time served, it kind of creates this I don't know, authoritative, leverage-esque kind of, I'm up here and you're down. You ain't been through what I've been through yet type thing.
It was a different era.
Yeah, so I do my best to not allow my personal, ego get in the way, where I'm open enough to still receive new information, because there is something that's happening that even you haven't experienced before, so there's a matter of, choosing to look at it from different perspectives. Yes, the young people haven't experienced what you may have experienced, but to you, what they're doing is new. So it's kind of like it's a circle.
Can we do two quick fashion things too? Tell me why the denim, but before that, what was the hat you were wearing in the Start Over video?
Oh, it's a fitted fedora, and it was my way in a hat to describe hip hop soul, because in hip hop we like to wear the fitteds.
Yeah.
And in soul music back in the day, they used to wear the fedoras to try to be cool.
I stopped the video like 6 times. I was like, that's not a regular baseball cap. Like,
no, it's not. It's actually a fit. It's a fedora on top.
But it's like arced in a
Yeah, and the brim is, instead of making a round brim, I just make it just like a fitted.
Yeah. And you came in that video good with the chunky Adidas and
because I'm trying to always maintain the balance between soul music culture and hip hop music culture, and I'm trying to fuse the two. It's not an easy thing.
No.
And the reason for the denim is because it's a universal fabric. It goes with anything.
Yeah.
You can dress it up, dress it down. Yeah.
What I love about Musiq Soulchild is I'm always going to get great lyrics. I'm always going to get a beat, and I'm going to have something that 5 years from now I still want to play.
Thank you.
10
There'll
years
be leftovers.
from now.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like a home cooked meal. There'll be leftovers.
Feel the Real. It's a double disc coming in September. Thank you so much,
Thanks
Ronnie.
for having me. I appreciate it.
What's that, Anthony? Okay, yeah, we're wrapping up. Last big inspirational question for you, and we will wrap up here. I get excited when I think of like old shows that I've been to, like seeing like Anthony Hamilton at the House of Blues, Wapale at Knitting Factory. What was like that big moment where you got to see an artist that stays with you over all these years?
It was D'Angelo in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, in your town.
Yeah, it was D'Angelo, and I haven't really, because I didn't have the money to. I ain't never really used to go to shows, but I knew a lot of the people that were, part of his crew that were in the band, so when I went to go see D'Angelo live, I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I need to do. And this is on his Voodoo album, so it was like right before I came out. So it was such a big deal, such an inspiration. And I was like, this is what I want to do.
And I'm here. I want to like embrace that moment. It sticks with you for years. That's what I'm saying. Like it sticks
definitely,
with you.
Yeah.
I know that we've loved your music for a while, but if we now go see you, we're gonna be like we're gonna see us in the crowd.
Okay,
like we're gonna feel like we're starting over. Okay.
Okay,
music.
cool. And that's what's up.
Angelique, do you have any last thoughts for him or questions?
No, just good luck with the album.
Thank
and
you.
of course, I'm playing as many singles as I can on my radio show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Cool. All right.